Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Year in Review Regional Roundtable Series, brought to you by the Employment Law Alliance, the world's largest network of labor and employment lawyers from the best law firms around the globe.
My name is Enrique Radmilovic. I'm a partner from Hughesy Hughes. Hughesy Hughes is the ELA representative law firm for Uruguay. With me is Rafael Sanguinetti. Rafael is a senior associate of the law firm. And today we are going to do a presentation with the main issues that occurred during 2022 in labor and social security aspects. And afterwards we will do a prediction of what we believe will happen during 2023 in labor and labor security matters.
To start our 2022 review, we will talk about teleworking in free zones. On September 29, 2022, the government approved the decree number 319/2022 regulating teleworking in the free zones. This was the most relevant change in the Uruguayan labor regime in 2022. This decree is an exception to the free zone regime, and therefore it demands to comply with several conditions to be put in practice. Employees of companies developing their activities inside the free zones are authorized to telework exclusively from their private home in national territory. The employees that may benefit from said modality are those who complete a full working day and do not work less than 25 hours per week. The free zone companies may grant this benefit only if the total amount of hours per month worked by all its employees in on-site work modality completes a minimum of 1,000 hours. Employees who carry out operational activities of production or manufacturing, distribution or logistics may not provide service in said modality. The free zone developers must keep a record of the agreements entered into by the free zone companies and their employees under the conditions established by the National Directorate of Free Zones.
Another issue that suffered some changes during 2022 has to do with the powers that the law grants to the Ministry of Labor during the inspections in the premises of the companies. In this regard, the executive power issued a decree that extended the inspection powers of the Ministry of Labor. Examples of the new powers are to ensure that the target company is in full compliance with the International Labor Agreement subscribed by the country and the collective bargaining agreements applicable to the companies. Another new power has to do with the adoption of all the security and health measures to protect the mental integrity of all workers. And also it provides the Ministry of Labor employees more faculties in order to obtain evidence during the inspection. For example, taking photographs, making videos, etc.
After talking about what happened in 2022, we will talk about what we expect for 2023. To start this review, we will talk about the minimum wage. The executive power fixed the minimum wage for year 2023 in 21,107. Compared to year 2022, the minimum wage increased for the current year by 9%. Uruguay minimum wage is approximately $540 per month.
The second issue that we have to talk about 2023 has to do with the social security reform that currently the parliament is discussing. This is a very important reform, has to do with something that is happening all around the world and has to do with the problem that the population is getting older and the social security systems get very stressed since there's no way to finance the same. So currently the reform has been already approved in the Senate and the approval by the Chamber of Deputies is pending, but is expected to occur during 2023. The Social Security reform, as we stated, is the most important legislative project for this year in Uruguay. Which are the highlights of the project? First of all, which is the target population? The target populations are those that were born in 1973 or onwards and who do not have retirement grounds as of December 31. The retirement age for the new project is currently the retirement age is 60 years and 30 years of service. According to the new project, the retirement age for those people with 30 years of service will be: if you're born in 1973, 63 years old. If you were born in 1974, 64 years old. If you were born in 1975 and onwards, it will be 65 years old. For those who do not reach 30 years of service, this will be the minimum requirements. 27 years of services, you need to be 66 years old to get retired. For 24 years of services, you need 67 years old to retire. If you have 21 years of service, you need to have 68 years old. If you have 18 years of service, you need 69 years old to get retired. And if you have 15 years of service, you need to be 70 years old. Another important change has to do with the new system of compatibility between full or part-time economic activities and the enjoyment of retirement benefits it's foreseen. So what's happening today? If you get retired, you cannot work. But according to the new system, if you get retired fully or partially, the possibility to continue working in other activities will be allowed.
To finish our presentation, we will talk about another important issue we preview for 2023. And this is the termination of mandatory collective agreements for certain sectors of activity. This year, the mandatory collective agreements executed before the Salary Council for two of the main activities in our country, such as construction and metallurgic sectors, will come to an end due to expiration of its terms. Due to this termination of said agreements, the employers and the unions will have to negotiate new agreements. The unions for these two sectors are very strong and well organized, and one of them, construction, has already announced that they believe that negotiations of new agreements will be very tough. Tough negotiations will likely provoke the adoption of collective measures by the unions that will create a complicated atmosphere for these industries. Since the executive power through the Ministry of Labor is part of the negotiations that will be held before the Salary Council, it is expected that it will have a strong participation during the negotiations in order to avoid great disturbances in the economic performance of these sectors and the country overall.
Thank you very much for your attention. If you need more information regarding the issues that we talk about or other issues, please reach our law firm through the webpage and our contacts that you will find them in the webpage. Our webpage is www.hughes.com.uy. Thank you for watching.